It's Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025. This Day Weather Podcast brought to you by ConverseCountyTourism.com. Feel the energy of Converse County. Explore Douglas's Railroad Heritage, Ayers Natural Bridge, and the Jackalope Legend. Glen Rock boasts scenic trails, dinosaur history, and small town charm. Plan your visit at ConverseCountyTourism.com. Well, there's a shot for you. Beautiful shot there of the Red Canyon near Lander. This time of year, if you have the ability to drive over South Pass from Lander, over the pass, you get shots like this, vistas like this. You can actually see the yellow of the wildflowers there off in the distance in the upper left there. The wildflowers on South Pass, the Red Canyon area, as we see from this photo from Dave Bell, is just a beautiful, beautiful drive. Certainly much more enjoyable drive than the middle of January for sure, but well worth it. Now, the Pacific trough that has come on in is going to be hanging around for most of the week. This is going to keep us rather cool, so the severe weather will be shifting south and east that we had in the region yesterday. We're going to have just a cool, moist air mass across a large part of the Central High Plains and a lot of the Central Rockies. So what will happen is this kind of off and on rain showers, thunderstorms, well below average temperatures, a little soupy. And that's going to take us into the weekend. Now, at the end of the week and the weekend, we do start to get a little bit warmer. This is a shot that we had over the weekend, a beautiful shot. This is the thunderstorm that brought the big hail to the Cheyenne area on Sunday. It was the start, the first thunderstorm that helped initiate the bigger one. Another shot of the Aurora Borealis that was taken near Casper this weekend. We still have a geomagnetic storm, but it is fading in terms of intensity. Then yesterday, as advertised, we did see the severe weather begin to pop up. Great shot of mammatus clouds in southeastern Wyoming yesterday. Some folks out chasing the storm. This storm system ended up becoming quite a nasty one for eastern Laramie County, east of Cheyenne, especially in the Burns area. Ping-pong sized hail, some broken windows in Burns, Wyoming from that storm. And this is the storm report as of early this morning for yesterday's weather. Those two little areas of red, we did have reported tornadoes near Sterling, Colorado yesterday. The green are large hail reports, and the blue is where there were some strong wind reports as well. So that area definitely got going with severe weather. If you look at climatology, there's really good reason why this time of year you always got to be on the lookout. You can see that for June 3rd, at least for today, this is where the probabilities of severe weather will be based on climatology. So you can see that you see this westward movement getting back further west here as the month of June and into early July goes on, kind of shifting westward from where it was in the Midwest and Plain States to our east throughout the course as the season gets warmer. Some Kelvin-Helmholtz clouds, the northerly flow yesterday that came into the Bighorn Basin across northwestern Wyoming yesterday, kind of setting up a little bit of a perfect setup for those clouds yesterday near Tensleep. And out chasing the storms, you can see north in Morrill, Nebraska. Those clouds got low, they got dark. We had a lot of structure from some of those severe thunderstorms, as you can see there. Now, I want to talk about Arizona. I mentioned it yesterday, but the rain in Arizona, quite remarkable. There's a great shot at Apache Junction, record rainfall there. And I told you yesterday, all it does is have to sprinkle in some parts of Arizona in the month of June, and it's a record, but really quite remarkable rainfall in the southwestern United States over the last couple of days for June 1st and 2nd, across Arizona, parts of New Mexico there. What's unusual, because June is a transition month in the desert Southwest. The monsoon hasn't started yet, and you're going into the summer season, so storm systems don't tend to go through the deserts in June. But we had Alvin, the remains of that tropical storm, and also that trough coming in from the north. Look at these rain totals. You can see Tucson there at the bottom, and you can see the Phoenix area up on the northern side. Now, the average rainfall in June for Phoenix is 0.02. For Tucson, it's just about a quarter of an inch. Tucson's more because Tucson will start to get the monsoon thunderstorms later in the month. But those are remarkable amounts of rain, shattering records Phoenix officially 0.31 inches of rain. It already has made it the 9th wettest June on record as of only 2 days into the month. Good news for Arizona. So they're very much in drought conditions down there, so good news. Let's hope that monsoon comes through for them. Still a lot of snow on the mountains. Here's a picture over Highway 130, Snowy Range Pass from this past weekend. Up high, still plenty of snow. And up into Yellowstone National Park, some virga over Lake Yellowstone, as you can see there. Now, I wanted to show you this. This is a video that was sent to me late last week, and I just finally was able to get it on. This is a video taken in the Bighorn Mountains on May 24th. You can see the low-hanging clouds. A lot of times we talk about cold air funnels. Now, I want to have you watch real closely what you see here as we start the video. See that very thin extension right here? Yeah, that is a cold air funnel, and these happen more often than you think, especially in the spring when you have moist, unstable air. You get what looks like is a tornado. Structurally, it's not a tornado, but you can get these columns of spinning air that can make the winds pretty gusty, and you can see them a lot of times in mountainous terrain. And there were multiple vortices in this video right here. Thanks, Amanda, for sending that in. You can see another one forming there on the left. So you'll see these. May and June in particular is when you'll see these systems when it gets very moist like this. Speaking of moisture, there you can see the bright clouds across the north central United States down into Texas. The Pacific trough shifting south and east while high pressure builds along the west coast. So this is the shape of the pattern really all week. The high off the west coast, a broad trough settling into the northern plains and the northern Rockies. So basically winds aloft. Well, they're coming out of northwest Canada, so this is going to keep temperatures cool and keep a moist, unstable atmosphere in place. This is Friday. The basic pattern is still there. Now, the trough begins to lift away. That's why by Friday and into the weekend, it starts to warm up a little bit. But the general trend is still for west and northwest flow aloft for a lot of us here in the west. So this is the temperatures over the next 7 days. If you add the 7 days together, you can see the general coolness that will persist across a large part of the central part of the nation. Now, underneath that high, it's going to be pretty warm in the Pacific Northwest and a lot of the central and northern areas of California. But the Midwest, the west central United States, the influence of that trough will be pretty impressive. So June, by no means starting off hot for those blue areas there. Today, the thunderstorm activity shifting south and east. We'll still see showers and thunderstorms down here. Again, not normal in terms, I hate to use the word normal with weather, but the moisture that's caught down there is something you don't normally see in early June. Good for them. They could use it. This is where your severe weather threat is going to be highest today. It's just going to be too cool up here for anything in terms of widespread showers or thunderstorms. As we go into tomorrow, the thunderstorm pattern shifts a little bit more to the north. And then by Thursday and into Friday, as it warms up, the thunderstorms start to move northward again across the Great Basin and into the central and northern Rockies. We don't expect severe weather. This is your garden variety shower and thunderstorm pattern, and rainfall totals could be pretty good again. Look at that. That is the potential for putting more rain in the rain gauge in many areas is looking good here over the next 5 days. As we go out further, this is by next Wednesday. So more of a westerly flow across the nation. So this will start warming things up again across the lower 48, but I certainly wouldn't call it sizzling hot, especially for the central United States. And with this trough coming into British Columbia and this system right here, the threat well into middle of June for more shower and thunderstorm activity across the west will continue as a robust summer pattern still not showing up in the charts, at least yet here, probably through the, let's say the 10th through the 15th of June. It's still going to be kind of up and down with temperatures and conditions. Have yourself a good Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow.